So I just loaded a video titled "The One Best Thing" or "The Number One Thing You Can Do to Improve the Results You're Getting as a Speaker." And the moral of that story was slow down. So then I got a comment from a viewer, and I thought it was a useful question. And what the commenter asks is, great job modeling the point. This is what to do, but how do you overcome the internal issues of holding on to those pauses as a speaker? That's a great question. And I don't know the answer to that. It comes at this point instinctually to me, but my first thought is that it's an issue of authority. And here's a very different take on what authority is than probably what you've ever heard before. Authority is simply the ability to manage your own attention. So the habit when we're in front of an audience is to allow our attention to be captured not just by the audience, but by the imaginary audience in our minds. The imaginary audience, especially like on video, for example, I have no idea who's actually watching this. I just project and imagine that the people, whoever that is out there watching this, could be critical or judgmental or find something wrong with what I'm saying or not like it. So when you're in front of an actual audience or an imaginary audience, and it's always a combination of the two, even if you're in front of a live audience, there's also an imaginary audience in our minds who's just waiting to banish us from the room, to not accept us, to shun us or judge us. So the definition of authority I'm using here is your ability to keep your attention on yourself and your internal connection to what you care about. If you can stay right here with your physical corporate frame and what you're feeling, and stay in your body and remain resident there, you can stay connected to the idea you're trying to convey, the why of why you're trying to convey it. And then at that point, you would never rush past your connection to that communication. So pausing is simply a matter of you staying connected to the idea you're expressing for yourself, and above all, staying true to being resonant to what you're communicating. I think that's how I would describe it at this point. I hope that's helpful in some way. Very practically, I physically keep part of my attention on my body when I'm speaking to an audience. So I'm literally feeling right now the feeling of my butt in the chair, my feet on the floor. I can feel inside my hands, my limbs. I'm aware of what my face is doing, and I keep part of my attention resident there, even at the same time I'm projecting and working to communicate this idea to an audience and to you at this point. I hope that's helpful.